Bones, Weights, and Tarot, and today we're going to be diving into the Taurus May 2022 reading. Yay! So if you guys have Taurus as your rising sign, your moon sign, your sun sign, or perhaps Taurus trotting around somewhere else in your chart, or perhaps you know of a Taurus in your life and you want to check out what may be going on in May for them. So if you want to know more about me, I have all of my information down below. You can check out my website. You can also check out my Leon Mystery School, my newsletter, my Patreon page, and Desert Cauldron, which is a little witchy shop that James and I work together. James is from Light of Riga over on Etsy, so he is the crystal seller, everything crystals. So definitely go check out his shop, but also check out Desert Cauldron. We have a lot of handmade items there. Okay, you guys, so what is cooked up for Taurus for May 2022? Well, I have my lovely list of goodies for us for today, but I'm going to go ahead and start off by casting a circle. So firstly, I'm just going to use my Tibetan singing bowl to kind of break things up with sound. I do love the use of vibration and sound. All right. So basically, I like to use sound to just kind of break up the energy, and I'm going to use the elements now before I cast an elemental circle to just make sure that the space is nice and high vibe and we can get the best and clearest messages possible for our little Taurians out there. So I'm going to go ahead and light our candle. I have a lovely green candle that has been dressed in some fabulous herbs. And we just incorporate that fire element. You don't have to physically be here with me in order to receive the benefits. My intention is that the energy of the flame, of water, as you'll see, and of smoke and all of that will definitely help us in clearing up the energy no matter where we are. Okay, so I'm also going to incorporate a little bit of air energy with my Palo Santo here. And again, just utilizing that fire energy and air energy to clear out the space. And to all who are here with us as well, even if you're not physically in my apartment. Okay. And do a little bit of water. Okay. I don't know why it is, but my phone keeps going into a, I don't know, like a dark mode or something. So anyway, for the earth element, I am going to use my Mesa tooth. So yes, this is a 90 million year old dinosaur tooth, a Mesa tooth with a lovely Ethiopian opal. I love the energy being able to use this. It's super grounding, so hence the earthy energy. And I'm going to go ahead and cast that elemental circle. So I'm just asking the elementals of each of the 4 directions just to help us to cast our circle today for anybody who's hanging out with us. All right. So calling in the elementals of the north to help us to cast our circle today. At the same time, I'm grounding, pulling down source energy. And this wand is just used as a direction for that energy. Calling in the elementals of the east to help us to cast. Oh, okay. Sorry, the thing disappeared for a second there. Give me just a second. Let me figure out why this light is kind of going off here. It's like my phone keeps turning off. Well, that's going to be interesting. Okay, so I guess I'll just try to keep an eye on that. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into some things. So I have the monthly reading. We're going to do that first. So diving into what May has cooked up for Taurus, and then we'll take a look specifically into health, wealth, love, and career. Then we'll take a look at opportunities and blocks that may come up for us in May. Then we'll do a little viewer's choice poll. So everybody who's actually in the chat today will be able to vote on whether they would like one of the 2 questions that I'm going to pose to you guys. Then we'll go into a little bit of a healing. We'll close up the circle, and then we'll go into our gratitudes. Okay, so give me just a moment. I'm going to try to fix something on the screen. I don't think it'll let me do that. Anyway, so I guess I'll just have to keep tapping my screen because it just keeps going dark and turning off the phone for some reason, which normally it doesn't do when I'm live chatting. Okay, so let's take a look at the decks that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using the Daily Crystal Inspiration deck. Also the Essential Oil Oracle cards. That'll be fun to maybe pull an essential oil that you guys could possibly use for the month, or a crystal. I'm also going to use the Playful Heart Tarot, the Wally's World Oracle, and if you're interested in my Wally's World, the link is down below. Also the Witch's Tarot, and I keep it in this lovely bag right here, but this is the back of the deck. Second to last, the Universal Folk Oracle. Yes, I use a lot of decks during this reading. And lastly, the 100 Ink Animals Oracle. I love incorporating animal medicine, so here we go, and those the backs of those cards. And this is an indie deck, by the way. Okay, so give me a moment while I pull all of the cards for the monthly reading. And by the way, I'm going to try to keep an eye on the screen so the phone doesn't turn off. Okay. There we go. Okay, pulling Wally's World for us just to kind of get a theme for May. I'm going to put that off to the side and pull a few cards for the Playful Heart Tarot. If you're wondering what spread I am using, this is a spread that James and I came up with because we are going into Taurus season. So we decided to kind of look at the attributes of Taurian energy and kind of put it into a spread. But of course, you don't have to be a Taurus for this spread to, you know, connect with you. Although I know that I'm literally reading for Taurus today. So but I think the questions are good for all signs. So I'm going to be using them for all the zodiac signs for these 12 days leading up to May 1st. Okay, so like I said, give me just a moment to pull all of these cards. And if you're wondering the questions, hey Michelle! It says, what do I have an excess of? And where are the boundaries weak and where are they strong? How to form stronger bonds with others. And Taurian traits to embrace. Okay, so give me a moment here. Pull these cards. And like I said, I'm also keeping my eye on the camera as it keeps trying to turn off here. Kind of odd. I'll check out my phone after the chat today. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and put these cards off to the side. Again, give me just a moment. I'm going to pull a couple more cards for you guys. So I'm going to pull an essential oil card, and I'm also going to pull an oracle card that deals in crystals. So if you want to use this essential oil, go ahead if you happen to have it on hand, or if you have something of a similar energy, of course you could go ahead and use that, or maybe an herb, and if you don't want to work with essential oils. With the crystal, same thing. You know, if you don't have the crystal, you can always meditate on the image of that crystal. Maybe it isn't the same as actually physically holding the crystal, but I still think that you can get some benefit from it. And also you can always work with a crystal of very similar energy. Okay, last card. This is from our daily crystal inspiration deck. A little crystal for our Taurus friends. Our Taurus friends out there. Whoa. Okay, I guess that's your guys' crystal. Just kind of flew out of the deck right there. Okay. So I'm just moving these decks off to the side so we can get nice and comfy and dive into this reading. So you guys go ahead and get yourselves a beverage, maybe get nice and cozy, you know, relax into the couch or the bed or the chair, wherever you guys are. Maybe you're hanging out on the floor like I am. Me, I'm just in front of my altar, but I like this space. It's got nice energy, hence why I have my altar here. Okay, so let's take a look then at the very first question. This is going to get kind of annoying every time I have to keep tapping the phone on, but anyway. So where do you have an excess of abundance, Taurus? So where in the month of May might you have an excess of abundance? Sometimes it's good to see where we have a lot of abundance, you know, because oftentimes we tend to focus on what we have a lack of. Okay, and we have, actually this is one of the extra cards in the deck. It says things are easier than you think. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that there are many Taurus among us that have a natural, just a natural knack at just getting things done easily. So you know how you know, somebody wants to start a project, let's say building a house. I'm just say building a house just for, I know not everybody's home builders. Just you take a look at this example. So there might be some people take a look at building a house. Oh man, that's going to be really daunting. You know, we have to hire an architect, and we're going to have to hire some builders, and we're going to, you know, have to do this and that and this and that. And they might just, you know, run into all these snags where you guys happen to, you know, you're coming upon wanting to build a home, and you just happen to know the right people, you know, where it's like, oh, well, I know this person who knows this person, because you have such great connections. You know, you've gotten to know so many different types of people. It's like, oh, I can, you know, call on this person or this person and help me build this house. And then it becomes this team effort amongst possibly friends instead of strangers. And so that's where you have an abundance in your life. One of the many ways that you have abundance in your life is just being able to look at a situation and think of all of the skills that you already have in your tool bag from your vast amount of, you know, life experience and knowledge, and now you can apply it to the situation. I know somebody who's good for this and can do this and this and this, and they can help me out this way. But me, I'm also good at da 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 da, and then the project just gets done. Whereas other people seem to struggle. You seem to be really good at employing for help, and also looking at the skill sets that you guys already have. So that's definitely something to take a look at in May, you know, as you guys are coming across projects or problems that need to be solved and things like that. Just, I guess, you know, show gratitude for it's not always so easy. I know it may not seem like super easy to you guys, but for a lot of people, it's even harder to accomplish the things that you guys have accomplished. And so I think, you know, taking the time out to really acknowledge your accomplishments and all the people that have helped you along the way, and all the things that you have learned, and all the life experiences that have given you the tools to accomplish those tasks. Just, you know, throwing a bit of gratitude that way. Okay, let's take a look at the second question. Okay, where might our boundaries be weak? And it's always good to know these things so that we can work on strengthening those boundaries. Okay, so where are our boundaries weak? We have the Fool card. Okay, so what I'm getting with that is when I was getting more like a bit of silliness when, how do I want to put this? When there are people who they seem very, we have friends that are like really goofy, benign, wouldn't really try to hurt anybody. And when you're interacting with those people, I feel like our guard comes down, because these people seem really nice. You know, they would never try to take advantage of me. And of course, that's true. I don't think people, well, there might be some people out there that do try to take advantage of people, but for the most part, people just kind of go off of the energy that's coming off of that person. You know, what can they get from that person sometimes? You know, it's kind of an odd way to look at things, but so when you're around like really jovial people, it might be that you drop your boundaries just a little bit to kind of keep the joviality going. Like you don't want to be like the person that's is like the buzzkill for the crowd and saying, oh no, I can't do this or that. So I think that there's maybe sometimes that pressure to kind of keep the crowd going, keep everybody smiling and having a really good time. So just take a look into that, where your boundaries might come down just a little bit when it comes to people that you deem, oh, they would never try to take advantage. And I'm sure they wouldn't, but probably shouldn't drop your boundaries. Still voice your opinion and still, try to let people know what they can and cannot take from you. Okay, so that one's an interesting one. I would say a very interesting message for weak boundaries. I don't know if it was quite coming out the way I wanted it to, but it was, I don't know, I just kept seeing like, these really fun people. And it's like, no, and just, have another drink with us. Or, they want to party and you're just like, well, okay, even though maybe you really don't want to. But, again, you don't want to bring down the party. Okay, going into the third question. So where might your boundaries be strong? Okay. And we have the King of Wands. Okay, so when there are, I would say, things that you really want to do, like really, really want to do, like I really want to go to the Grand Canyon, or I really want to, finish up school, and get this. When there's a goal that you've been working on for a really long time, no matter who says what about your goal or anything, you're very good at just being like, okay, great, I'm listening to you, but I'm very focused on my goal. I'm going to reach that goal. I'm going to go do it. And so that's where your boundaries are very strong, is when there's something that you really, really want, a goal that you have set your sights on, you're not going to be easily dissuaded. No matter what people say, no matter what people think about you on that particular topic, you're like, I'm going for it. Very different than, let's just say, when you're hanging out with a bunch of people, with the previous card. Because, if you're going to a party, maybe the goal is, I guess, to have fun, but it's not like one of your long-term goals, So sometimes we tend to let our guard down in more of a festive party situation. Okay, going into the fourth question, how to form stronger bonds with others, since that is a great Taurus trait. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so what I'm getting with this card is, if you can help to remind people of the abundance that they have in their lives, all the things that they have to be grateful for, this creates a strong connection. Oftentimes people feel very disconnected from other people if they feel like they don't have, anything worth expressing, showing, people feeling, in a lack mentality. And so sometimes they don't want so many people around because they feel like they have nothing to offer or anything to share. And I know some people are just kind of hermits and they don't particularly like being in crowds. But that's not the kind of personality trait I'm talking about. It's more I don't think I have anything to offer, so I don't really interact with people. But you're very good at pointing out to those particular people, hey, you have this in your life, you have this going on in your life, and you're so talented at this, and you're really good at kind of working people up so that they can recognize what they already have and be proud of themselves. So that's something that you're very, very good at. That is amazing. So look at you and your Nine of Pentacles selves. All right, going into the fifth question. So what's a Taurian trait that you can embrace? And my nails have a hard time getting my cards off the ground here. And we have the Three of Pentacles. All right, so that's exactly what I was just talking about in the previous card. So you have the gift of being able to work constructively with other people. You may not like the people that you're working with, but you know how to get the job done. You know how to kind of get people working together and at least liking each other enough to get the job done. So like I said, you may not like everybody that you're working with, but you know that there is a goal to accomplish and that it won't be accomplished with everybody arguing with each other and deciding who's going to be the boss or, you know, whatever. That it's a team effort. And so you're really good at bringing together team. And like I said, you have that Nine of Pentacles ability here to point out to them, hey, this is your strength and your strength. Let's work with our strengths and let's get this job done. So I would say keep that in mind throughout May, that you know, you are very good at bringing people together. You know, that is a skill. That is something that not everybody has. And I think that sometimes we take our skills for granted because we just do them, you know? Okay, let's see. Let's take a look at what we got next on the agenda. Oh, the 2 extra cards that I pulled for you guys. So I pulled a essential oil card and a crystal card. So maybe you want to work with this essential oil, maybe this herb possibly, or something that is similar in energy. All right, we have spikenard, which I do not have this one, but the keyword is faith. And here is the trigger statement. Why does this always happen to me? The true statement, I am at peace. And so by looking at where you have your overabundance, you know, being able to pool together your resources to get the job done a lot more swiftly than other people might be able to get certain projects or things done, just because you have excellent communication skills, working with people skills, being able to find the strengths in the situation, looking at your own strengths and applying it to the situation. That, you know, anytime you're feeling like, why me, why? You remember that you have those traits. You remember that you have so many wonderful strengths. And this is what I believe spikenard reminds us of. So if you have an essential oil or herb that is similar in that type of energy, in that vein, then maybe bust that out. It says, know that everything will work out as it needs to, and hold a space of gratitude as you watch the miracles unfold. Gratitude, homies, gratitude. Okay, let's take a look at a crystal for May 2022, Taurus. We have aventurine, create your own luck. And Taurus, that you do, that you do. It appears that a lot of, well, it matches my green nails. But, you know, it appears that sometimes, you know, when you accomplish particular goals and things, that it's just so easy for you, when really it probably took a lot of work, but you had a lot of skills that you were able to use because of your life experiences, because of the hard things that you've gone through. You've grown so much. You have so much at your disposal now. You know so many different types of people and kinds of people that can help you out in achieving your goals. So aventurine, I think, really does symbolize you guys, you know, that it's almost like you're just lucky, but it's a culmination of life experience. Okay, a lot of green here, by the way. I'm just saying, and it's not just my nails. All right, I wanted to also take a look at Wally's World. We didn't turn over the theme card for the month. Oh, and here we go. This is a image that actually I took, and this was in Rancho San Diego, in San Diego. And it's this lovely crow up in the trees. Okay, so what I'm getting with this is more of crow energy. They're known for being, having ingenuity. They're highly intelligent, you know, ravens, crows, ravens being a much bigger bird and usually going in pairs, whereas crows like to be in groups. Michelle said, yep, totally agree. I am a Taurus sun and rising. So yeah, I mean, with crows, they have that ability, and ravens too, to adapt to any situation. You know, when we started putting down our concrete jungle, you know, crows and ravens had to figure out, how are we going to find food? How are we going to crack open our food? They're very good at utilizing things as tools and things like that, just like a Taurus. You know, you're very good at reanalyzing a situation. okay, this is, the script has been shifted. How am I going to do what I do here now? And you're kind of good at just like looking at the situation, getting some help here. Oh, wait, I also have this skill because of that time way back when. Now I'm going to employ it. So just like our mystical crow here, our ravens, our crows that are highly intelligent, just because they're able to take a step back and look at the situation and how can we adapt ourselves to that situation. You are very much like that. So keep up that energy for May. It seems like whatever is going on in May is going to need your adaptable skills. So I guess if you guys run into roadblocks and things like that, just remind yourselves, hey, I'm good at this. I got this. I'm good at this. Okay. I would like to dive a little bit further into a few different areas for you guys. I want to look at health, wealth, love, and career. All right. So let's take a look at what Taurus has going on for May in those 4 areas. All right. Health. Oops, we'll put that here. Wealth, love, and Taurus career. Okay. And my ear is starting to ring a little bit, so there's some big energies coming in. Okay, put this deck off to the side. All right, let's take a look at the first category here with health. All right, Taurus, let's look at your health in May. Many of you celebrating birthdays pretty soon, by the way. We have the High Priestess. Okay, what I'm getting with health is that it's time to change things up. So I know that's a very like cliche saying, if you do what you've always done, you always get what you've always got. So if you are on a health and wellness journey, and this is overall health, our mental health, our physical health, our dietary health, spiritual health, emotional health, all of these things, it might be time to just change up the routine in May when it comes to your mental health, your physical health, the ways that you guys go about nurturing and caring for those different areas of health. Sometimes, certain things may have worked for us in the past, but we've done them for so long, we may have plateaued. So not only in like physical fitness can you plateau, but you can plateau kind of in the mental health arena, emotional health, spiritual health. It might be just time for a change. So if there are things that you always do at your altar, maybe try a little something different. If there is something that you always go do for your mental health, try something else and see if that works. And that's how we learn more about ourselves, and that's how we grow, is by trying something new and different. So I'm just really getting that in terms of your health, if you're wanting to see some better quote unquote gains, not really like gains, but like gains when it comes to, well, maybe, your physical health, but also mental, emotional, spiritual health as well, your dietary health. It's time to try something different, try something new, try something unique. So to get yourself kind of out of that plateau. All right, let's take a look into wealth then, Taurus. And we have the 4 of Swords. Okay. So when it comes to finances, we're kind of going into almost mid-year now, and people's finances have kind of been fluctuating and things like that, as ours here as well. But worrying about your finances, like sitting around like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, staring at the same number that's in the bank account, just putting yourself into an anxious spiral, probably isn't going to make the numbers change in the bank account. So Taurus, like I said, you have this crow type energy, you have this raven energy to be able to adapt to a new situation. So if you feel like your finances have been doing this, then it might be time for a new strategy, a new way of saving money or bringing in money, or doing something different altogether. But when it comes to your finances, I do see that maybe it's time to also get creative in that arena, and notice when you're worrying yourself sick about something that's out of your control at that moment. So, money, bringing in more money, maybe we can try and do that. But at that moment, when you're just staring at the numbers at your bank account going like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, what good is that really doing you except making you feel bad, sometimes upsetting our stomachs, giving us a headache, because we're just staring, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I think that working on a plan of action will be the best thing for you to do other than just staring and worrying. Okay, so put your mind to rest a little bit and put it into creative mode, which you're very good at, by the way. Okay, let's take a look into love. All right, Taurus. You guys can be quite lovey, by the way. All right, we have the Three of Wands. Okay. This specifically, sometimes when I do my readings, it's for people who are, have a partner and people that aren't with anybody at the moment. And I feel like this is for those of you out there that maybe are dating around, but you're not actually with somebody long term at the moment. And I do feel that May is going to be a fertile month when it comes to enjoying yourself in somebody else's company and having them enjoy themselves in your company. Remember, like I said, you have a lot to offer, and I do believe if you can maybe change some things up, in terms of your health and, just kind of getting yourself out of a plateau. And like I said, a health is all encompassing. Remembering those things that you're good at, focusing on your gratitudes each day, that it's going to shift your energy and people are really going to start seeing you for the shining, beautiful person that you already were. But sometimes it's hard to see that as people are walking on by. But, something about you is just going to be kind of like, hey, look over here, look my way. So I do see quite a fertile month in that department. So, dating people, that's all up to you. If you don't feel like going on a date with somebody, of course, don't do it. But the options will be there for you guys. But I will say, my Ferdinands out there, also take action as well. If there's somebody that you feel like you would like to go date, maybe go talk to that person instead of just chilling back there sniffing the flowers like that Ferdinand the Bull does. Just come to me. But like I said, I do feel like this is going to be a good month in terms of dating and finding somebody that you enjoy hanging out with. Okay, let's take a look into career then. We have a Tower moment. Okay, so when I do these zodiac readings, probably bits and pieces are probably going to, make sense for you, and maybe other bits and pieces not. And that's just because there's a wide range of people that come back and watch the replay on this video. So I'm talking to a specific group of Taurus out there when it comes to career. I don't see this as like you getting the axe or anything like that. I see this as almost like you putting in the axe for a particular job. There might be a job that you're doing. Maybe you're self-employed, maybe you work for somebody else. But it seems like this is something that just no longer resonates with you. And you already have your eyes set on doing something else, and it is just time for a change. Like, boom, I'm just dropping it now. No more chances. I don't want to work here anymore. Booyah. So, and like I said, this is probably for a small group of you out there, but I do see this as something very positive, though, this Tower moment. And anybody who's ever watched my tarot workouts, Tower means wee. Everybody just like wee. So the Tower moment, yeah, I see this as you finally being like, you know what? I've been wanting to quit this job for so long and finally follow my dream of this, or, this was a business that I created for myself a long time ago, but it just, it's just not me anymore, but I've wanted to take it in this direction, or I wanted to start up something completely new. So this Tower moment is something that's really positive. It's finally you not being able to do what you're doing anymore because it's just not authentic anymore. And you're like, I'm out. I'm out. Nobody's going to talk me out of it. I'm out of here. And so I'm getting like the thumbs ups from those of you that this pertains to. Thumbs up from your spirit guides. Like they're like, yeah, they're on the right path. Change is good. Is it going to be scary? Probably, but you know it's for the best because your higher self is guiding you. All right, let's put these cards off to the side, and I want to take a look at some opportunities and blocks possibly headed your way in May of 2022. So let's bring out the Universal Folk Oracle for that. All right. Okay, and let's take a look at Taurus, May 2022, possible opportunity and possible block. You know, these postcards keep falling off the wall here. It's like a little energy going on right here. All right, let me put this back up. There we go. Like I said, these postcards just fall off the walls. Okay. All right, let's take a look at a possible block first for Taurus in May 2022. We have beginnings, adjustment, shedding, new release. Okay. All right. This is kind of going off the career thing, but also some other things that are ending in your life in May. So there are some new things that are obviously beginning. And as I think about that, I'm thinking about this Tresena. So in Mayan astrology this week, the Lord that's presiding over this week is Akbal. And Akbal is actually my, my day sign. And it's all about new beginnings, sunrise, the first dawning of time. And so I'm just seeing the thought of having to start all over at something, you know, even though, like, let's say for career, like, you know, you don't belong in a particular job anymore and you leave that job, but starting all over again is just so scary to some people. And that's why some people end up never leaving jobs that they feel were never a good fit for them, or, you know, pretty bad in terms of energy and things like that, because the thought of having to start over somewhere else, the fear keeps people away from going towards what they truly want oftentimes. And so in this case, just be reminded that if things start to come up for you of, you know, big worries of like, oh my gosh, I'm starting all over. What if I don't make enough money? What if I fail? What if da 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 da? Just know that that's not your higher self talking. That is your ego talking. The ego doesn't have a higher self. The ego is just something that comes with the body. And so it only knows from your past experience. And so if in the past somewhere you tried something new and you quote unquote failed at it, then the ego thinks that every time you try something new, you're just going to fail at it. And so that's a fear that comes up. Whereas the higher self says, hey, I mean, if it doesn't work out, then you know that that doesn't work out and you can try something else, or maybe you try it out a different way. So a possible block to starting something new is just the fear of starting something new. So journal, meditate, really understand where a lot of those fears are coming from and allow it to help you through May. Okay, so a possible opportunity in May, we have renewal, rhythm, healing, rest. So I'm kind of getting for you guys that this is not a very fast-paced month. Yes, it feels like there's a lot going on in the month for you guys, you know, in terms of trying to find more creative ways to help out your finances, starting new careers or jobs, you know, and kind of working to bring people together. It's a lot of stuff, but it doesn't seem like fast-paced stuff. It's kind of like stuff that just kind of like meanders through May and possibly kind of goes for the next few months, where it's not just strictly just for May. So I do feel like the opportunity is this slow paced action. So if you feel like you need to rush things, maybe ask yourself why. What's the rush? Why do I need to have this in the next 5 minutes or by the end of this week? How is it going to benefit me? How is it going to benefit my energy and the people around me? So if you can go a bit slower on things, I would say slow down just a little bit. And I think this was the message for Aries yesterday as well, was about slowing down. So Taurus, it is a very similar, not the same, but similar energy for you guys as well. Alrighty, we have gotten to our viewer's choice. So those of you that are in the chat, there's a few of you in the chat right now. I know a lot of people come back and they just watch this as a replay. But while you're in the chat, you get to vote on the question that you would like me to pull a card for. And I'm going to use the 100 ink animals here. And let me tell you what the questions are. Here we go. Okay, so there's a couple of questions. The first question, if you like that question, go ahead and vote with a red heart emoji, or just type the words red heart if you don't have access to your emojis. If you like the second question and you would like me to pull a card on that, then vote with a green heart emoji, or again, if you don't have access to your emojis, just type green heart. Here we go. Vote with a red heart emoji if you want to hear the answer to April showers bring May flowers. What lesson must be learned before my biggest manifestation could come to fruition in May? So the next thing that's in line to manifest, what lesson must be learned first before that can come to fruition in May? Or if you like the question, what outer truth am I ignoring? Then go ahead and vote with a green heart. So go ahead, cast your votes now. So vote for with a red heart if you want to know what the biggest lesson is that you need to learn right now so that the next thing can manifest. Or voting with a green heart if you want to know what outer truth might be ignored at this time. All right, so Michelle is voting with a red heart. So we have one red heart in the books. In the meantime, I will shuffle these cards up. Get them nice and shuffled, as there's 100 of them here. 100 ink animals. All right, so again, the questions were red heart for trying to figure out what lesson must be learned before the next big manifestation can come to fruition in May, or green heart for what outer truth are you ignoring? Okay, so far we have one red heart. You guys don't be shy, although I know some people just kind of listen to this in the background. They might even have, access to their phone right now or their computer. But we can do another vote. Do you want a red heart or green? Okay, so now we have one red heart, we have one green heart. Do I get to do a tiebreaker? I think I get to have a say. Hey, Misha. Oh, hey, Misha. Maybe you can be our tiebreaker for us. Either give us a red heart emoji or a green heart emoji. So far, we're tied, one red and one green for our viewers' poll question. So the red heart is for figuring out what lesson must be learned before the next biggest manifestation can come to fruition, or voting with a green heart for what outer truth am I ignoring. So Misha, maybe you can be our tiebreaker. And like I said, I'll go back to shuffling my cards, getting them nice and ready for you guys. Misha's like, oh, well, the only heart I see in the live chat is red, so... Okay, so we're going with the red heart. So you're our tiebreaker. James was the other vote. He voted for green. So, all right, we're going with the red heart, you guys. Let me have some water. Okay, all right. Red heart. Here we go. The votes are in. April showers bring May flowers. What lesson must be learned before my next biggest manifestation can come to fruition? Michelle's like, good choice. All right, here we go. What lesson must be learned? Oh, okay. All right. That must be the card. All right, let's put these cards away. Just like so. Dude, Okay. Okay, I'm just going to show you what the card is, and then I need to fill you guys in on something. So we have lion, and here it says rest. Okay, before I popped into the live chat today, I was scrolling around on the Instagrams, and I was looking in the search section where you can look at different reels and things like that. And sometimes I do reposts, to my stories, my Instagram stories. And I noticed that in my I guess search engine, just for what's coming up. Hey, Silver Star! It's the Star. I'm here, Taurus rising. So yay! Hello, hello. So I noticed that lions, like there's just reels of lions were just popping up for me today. I'm like, okay, well that's interesting. And that postcard that fell down, that's over here, you guys, is actually a picture of a lion. And now we have a lion. So, synchronicity much. And where do I have Taurus in my chart? Chiron is in Taurus for me. So I think that's the only placement that I have Taurus in. But very interesting as it's connected to all this lion energy. So what is that biggest lesson then that we need to learn before that next big manifestation could come through? So give me just a moment. I really want to tap into this one because, well, I also think it's like talking to me too. So this is a message for all of us here. All right. Okay. All right. I got it. Michelle said, lion energy has been coming up for me a lot too. Dude, we are simpatico. It seems like, whenever there's like particular animals and stuff coming up for us, it's like coming up for all of us. So that's interesting. So let me know if anybody else, you guys got lion all up in your business. Let me know. But we know that lion represents, there's prides, there's very protective and powerful females, within that pride. You think of solar plexus energy, you also think of sun energy, you think of courage, you think of bravery, all these things that are connected to lion energy. But as it pertains to our question, this is what I was getting. I was trying to allow lion to speak to me. And it's that for a lot of the things that we want to manifest, that we want to see come true for us, our dreams come true, whether some people want a particular type of career, they want children, they want a home, somewhere, they want, all these things that we want. It doesn't always have to be like hard to obtain. It can sometimes be done easily. And this is something that I posted to my stories. It was a repost about, there's something that's instilled in us with our families and with society, is that we are only worthy of receiving something if it was hard to get. There's even the sayings that go something like, I always get my idioms wrong, but, nothing worth having was ever easy. That for some reason everything needs to be hard. If I want that career someday, man, I'm going to have to work my tail end off. I'm going to have to make sure that I don't sleep. If I want that home, I'm going to have to make sure, again, I'm making all the money, and I'm going to have to work real hard, and I'm going to have to blood, sweat, and tears basically to get that thing. And lions don't go around expending their energy everywhere. You oftentimes see, like in, National Geographic, lions are just chilling. They're just hanging out underneath palm trees or whatever. They're just hanging out in the savannah, just like chillaxing. And yes, when it's time to go hunt food or when it's time to go do something, okay, they get up, but they only spend the energy necessary to obtain the thing. They're not constantly like around like expending energy because, we gotta do this, and I have to make sure that I've worked hard all day, so that I feel good about the food that I'm about ready to go kill. That's not what lions do. They just chillax. They just know, I'm gonna go get food tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna go hunt it down. I'm gonna go get food. It's cool. They're not sitting around worrying about it all day. They're not anxious about it all day. It's like, yeah, at a certain point, we're going to go have to get dinner, and we'll go see how that goes. But in the meantime, I don't have to worry about that right now. Misha said, interested in the Lioness Oracle Tarot, whatever, but yeah, don't own that yet. Actually, you know what? The Lioness was, yeah, was it the Lioness Oracle, the Oracle Tarot? That's something that I have had my eyes on as well. So my best friend has it. If you do end up getting it, let me know because I'm like this close to getting that deck after all these years. So yeah, for our next biggest manifestation, um, it's the energy that we're putting into it that's actually blocking us for now for that manifestation. And that lesson is not everything has to be an uphill battle in order for you to deserve what it is that you're going after. You don't have to work your hands to the bone in order to be worthy of the thing that you're wanting. Sometimes it can just be had because you've done things with compassion for yourself, for others, with grace. Sometimes everything can just be in flow, you know, much like this earth, that we should do a lot of things in flow, you know, flow of energy. It doesn't have to be difficult. Okay. Says, yeah, the universe is allowed to reward you. Exactly. And, you know, like, and that's something that, you know, I have to learn as well. So I know that this message is also for me, you know, that I always talk about like working hard. You know, I've worked hard for this, I've worked hard for that. And sometimes I feel a little awkward when things just come really easily. Like money just comes really easily. And I'm just kind of like, oh, like I didn't really do anything. And it's at that moment I realized like, how much like am I blocking in my manifestation because I feel like that's somehow incorrect, like I should have had to work hard for it, you know. And so, you know, all these blocks come up in order to bring stuff in. So whatever it is, whatever next big thing that you guys are trying to manifest, maybe take out the idea of I have to work super hard for it. You know, do all the things, yes, that you need to do to work towards it. But I wouldn't say to run yourself ragged. You know, take care of yourself. Try to live in flow. I know it's kind of like a a more woo-woo way of living and try to do things, but I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised with the rewards. All right, so call on Lion to help you guys out with that. All right, I would like to go into our healing session. So I have brought my instrument and I have decided I'll just like keep using the same instrument for all of the zodiac signs. So no one zodiac sign's like, hey, you use that with them and I didn't get that. So I'm trying to keep things even, you know, with all the zodiac signs. So I'm gonna pull the camera down so you guys can see this. And my intention here is just to kind of open up the energy for your intentions. What is it that you're intending for May with all the messages that you received? What is it that you want to bring in May? What is it that you want to intend? And what is it that you want to release? And we're going to work on that with our breath. So every inhale, we're going to think about what we would like to bring in, almost like you're inhaling the moon, you know, into that full moon. And after that full moon and it releases into the waxing phase, or sorry, the waning phase, then what is it that you would like to release? Just like flow, just like cycles, just like the moon cycles, just like every single cycle here on this planet. Okay, so let me point the camera down. All right, and let me just move back just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to get you guys into a little bit of a meditation. So find a nice, comfortable place, you guys. Get nice and cozy. You can sit cross-legged, you can sit in a chair, you can lay down in bed. It's totally up to you, whatever's comfortable for you. And when you're ready, I want you to start working on focusing on your breath. Okay? Focus on the inhale, nice and deep, all the way in through the diaphragm, the stomach, the lungs. Nice deep breath in and out. Nice full exhale, belly button all the way to the spine. And inhale in again. And and exhale. I want you guys to continue breathing in this fashion. And as you breathe, focusing on your intention, what are you bringing in? And as you exhale, what are you releasing? Is it a belief, thought process, something that you're working on that you want to let go of? What is it? Okay, continue your breath. So I have to keep tapping the screen to keep waking it back up every 2 seconds. And as you continue breathing, now focus on these roots that are connected to your posterior, your legs, your feet. And these roots are a part of you. And they are going to dive down, 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 deep into the soil. And as these roots twist and turn down into the soil, they are met with all the other root systems on this planet, from plants, animals, other human beings, all other things. Energetic roots, physical roots, twisting down, down, down. And as you get closer to the center of the earth, it starts to get nice and warm as we get close to Mama Gaia's core, her heartbeat. And slowly wrap your roots around that core. And as you do, know that you are grounded, you're protected, you are connected. And at the same time, let some of those roots branch off and touch the water systems on this planet, the ocean. We are mostly water, just like, sorry, phone went silent there for a second. But as you ground yourself into earth and water, I do think that this is a unique grounding system. Feeling very protected as you do it. Okay, and as you do that, bring up that Gaia energy up from your roots, that water energy, that earth energy, and that energy shooting up through your highest chakras, up into source, and bringing source energy down, that bright white light through all of your chakras, down through your root chakra, down through your earth star chakra, down into Gaia. And now you're a beautiful conduit of energy, of source energy coming down and earth energy coming up. Okay, I think I'll just play with one stick today, since I have to keep an eye on this phone. But I'll just play a little bit of just a few sounds here. You guys continue breathing, continue focusing on your intentions. continue breathing and bring your awareness back into your body. Maybe wiggle your fingers and your toes as you bring yourself back into the present here. All right, so thank you guys so much for joining us today for the Taurus May 2022 reading. I'm going to go ahead and close up our circle and do our gratitudes, but I'm very grateful for everybody who's popped into the chat today and also everybody who watches the replays and comments and likes and all of that good stuff. So let's go ahead and close up that elemental, circle, and let's thank the elementals for helping us out today. Oh, Michelle, you're very welcome. So we're going to go ahead and start at the north here again, thanking all of the elementals at the north for lending their energy today. So thank you, our elementals in the north, helping us to cast our circle today. Thank you, elementals in the west, helping us to cast our circle today. Thank you, elementals in the south, helping us to cast our circle today. Thank you, elementals in the east, for helping us to cast our circle today. All right. Our work is complete. Let us all go in love, and so it is. Let's go ahead and blow out this candle. There we go. All right, so like I said, I want to thank everybody who has showed up, comments, likes the video, shares the video, all of my subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's thinking about doing the YouTube memberships, and also thank you to all of my patrons. Yes, thank you so much, including Michelle. Thank you. And Surian, Brandy, V, Samara, Kirsten, the Silver Wheel Witch, Jason, Kayla, and Brian. Thank you all so much for your continued support. It really does make a difference that I can do what I do here. You know, just trying my best to put some light out there, put some healing out there. Yeah. And I thank you guys for allowing me that opportunity to do that. And thank you to everybody who's done super stickers and super chats kind of throughout the month. That it really has been helping, you know, quite a bit, you know, keeping roof over my head and all of that. So thank you guys. I hope you have a wonderful May. I'll see you tomorrow with Gemini. So everybody with a Gemini sun, moon, rising, or some Gemini homie friends, I'll see you guys 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. All right. Catch you all later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.